Ferrari team boss Fred Vasseur didn't just call it an upgrade, he called it a package and a half, and that kind of statement hits different. That's not something a team principal says about a small tweak on a front wing or a minor floor adjustment. That's the kind of energy you bring when you truly believe in what's coming. What Ferrari are rolling out in Miami on May 1st. That's not just an update, it's a fundamental shift in what the SF26 is, compared to the car that crossed the line in Japan. Before I break down every part of this package, there's one element that could actually matter more than all the hardware combined, and it has nothing to do with wings or floors. Stay with me. When you stop looking at the flashy headlines and actually break down the details, the parts, the design choices, the thinking behind every move, it becomes clear this is serious. There's a two-phase power unit plan in play that stretches far beyond Miami, and suddenly that bold claim from Vasseur doesn't sound exaggerated at all. It sounds like he's holding back. We're talking about nearly half the car being changed. Yeah, half. A brand new floor, a reworked rear wing, a sharpened front wing, plus completely updated energy management software. On top of that, fresh engineering talent is now in the mix, shaking things up behind the scenes, and it doesn't stop there. Ferrari are also lining up a new internal combustion engine later in the season under the A-Duo program, adding even more pressure to deliver. But before any of this hits the grid, there's one moment that could make or break everything. April 22nd at Monza. Ferrari get just 200 kilometers on track during a filming day, and every second of that run matters. Monza isn't just fast, it's brutal on energy systems, and those long straights will instantly expose whether this package is legit or not. If the data from Monza lines up with what the simulator promised, then Miami gets the full package, no holding back. But if something feels off, Ferrari still has a small window to react before the cars are locked in and sent to Florida. That pressure is real. The so-called Macarena rear wing has already been turning heads all through pre-season testing. It's not just hype either. The idea behind it is actually smart. Instead of a typical DRS system where a flap opens to cut drag, this wing rotates, shifting its entire shape. That means the car can stay planted through corners while slicing through the air on straights with way less resistance. That's a serious advantage if it works like they expect. On paper, this idea sounds like a dream. In Formula One, you're always stuck choosing between two things: massive downforce for cornering or low drag for straight-line speed. You don't usually get both at the same time. That's the compromise every team fights. But Ferrari's Macarena wing was their bold attempt to bend that rule and grab both advantages at once. Then China happened, and it didn't go smoothly. The system that rotates the wing caused serious instability under braking, and that's one of the worst moments for anything to go wrong. The switch between high downforce mode for corners and low drag mode for straights just wasn't clean enough. The result? A car that felt unpredictable right when drivers need total confidence. Ferrari didn't hesitate. They pulled the wing before the race even started. Since then, it's been all hands on deck. Ferrari spent weeks going straight at the problem instead of avoiding it. The updated version is now lighter, the activation system is way more consistent, and that messy transition between modes has been smoothed out. And here's where it gets interesting. People in the paddock are saying this upgrade could be worth around 6 kilowatts of extra performance. Now, 6 kilowatts might not sound massive, but in F1, that's the kind of edge that sneaks up on you and changes everything. At a track like Miami, where that long final straight leads into a heavy braking zone at turn 1, the main overtaking spot, extra straight-line speed without losing grip in the corners is a big deal. That's the difference between attacking and defending, or getting stuck. All eyes now shift to April 22nd at Monza. Those long straights and brutal braking zones create the exact scenario where the first version failed. No hiding from it this time. If the Macarena wing holds up there, Ferrari will know they've got something real on their hands heading into Miami. The rear wing might be grabbing all the attention, but don't get it twisted. The floor is quietly doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes. On a modern Formula One car, the floor is where the real magic happens. It's not just another part. It's the main source of aerodynamic downforce, the thing that decides how fast a car can truly fly through corners. And in a sport where corner speed is everything, that makes the floor one of the most important weapons any team has. Ferrari's new floor isn't built with just one goal in mind. It's chasing two at the same time, and that's where things get intense. More downforce in the corners, but less drag on the straights. That's the ultimate balancing act. Every team is trying to crack that code, pouring huge money into wind tunnels and advanced simulations just to get a tiny edge. Ferrari are going straight at that challenge. And Miami is the perfect place to prove if this works or not. This track throws everything at the car: fast, sweeping sections, a tight and technical infield, and then that long, flat-out straight to finish it off. You can't fake performance here. If your car has extra downforce but suffers from drag, you'll feel it instantly when it matters most. If Ferrari's numbers are right, and the simulator is pointing in that direction, then the SF26 hitting Miami won't be the same machine that took P3 in Suzuka. It'll be sharper, quicker, and way more dangerous. That kind of jump isn't small in Formula One. It's the kind that shakes up the order. There's more going on behind the scenes too. Ferrari have been quietly shaving weight off multiple components without even changing how they look. It might not sound flashy, but every gram counts. That's how you build a car that responds faster, feels tighter, and delivers performance lap after lap. This is that detailed, grind-it-out engineering that top teams rely on. Not just big upgrades, but constant gains. What makes this situation even more interesting is what Lewis Hamilton said after Suzuka. He admitted there are still moments in the lap where the car just doesn't make complete sense to him. And that's coming from a 7-time world champion. That's not him being humble, that's a real issue showing up on track. Both Ferrari drivers have been dealing with it early in the 2026 season, and it points straight to one thing. The energy management system isn't fully unlocking the power unit yet. At the center of this issue is Ferrari's energy system, the thing that decides when the car saves electrical power and when it unleashes it. Right now, that balance has been messy, and it's causing real problems out on track. Across a full lap, the energy deployment has been inconsistent, especially at the end of long straights where superclipping kicks in at the worst possible time. That's when the car suddenly runs low on electrical energy, exactly when the driver needs it most. Leclerc hasn't held back either. He's talked about losing speed on the straights with no way to fight back. And Hamilton? He described moments where the power just disappears without warning. That's not a small glitch. That's a serious weakness in a sport where timing everything perfectly is the difference between winning and falling behind. Ferrari didn't sit still during the April break. Both the engine and electronics teams went deep into fixing this. They've built a completely revised set of algorithms designed to control how energy is harvested and deployed through every phase of the lap. The goal is simple but critical. Give the drivers power exactly when they need it, instead of letting the system become unpredictable at the worst moments. And here's the twist. This might actually be the most important part of the Miami upgrade package. Not because aerodynamics don't matter, but because the SF26 is already seriously quick through the corners. Vasseur even confirmed after Suzuka that the car's mechanical grip and aero performance are strong. The real performance loss? It's been hiding in the software all along. If these new algorithms do what Ferrari expects, everything changes instantly. Leclerc and Hamilton will be able to push harder lap after lap without that fear of suddenly losing power at a key moment. That means better qualifying runs, smarter race pace, and more confidence behind the wheel, all without adding a single new physical part to the car. The software update coming to Miami isn't the full story. It's just phase one of Ferrari's bigger power unit comeback plan. The real twist comes in phase two, and it leans on a special rule that was basically built for situations like this. It's called the ADIO program, short for Additional Development and Upgrade Opportunities. And it's the FIA's way of giving struggling engine manufacturers a shot at catching up. If a power unit is more than 2% down compared to the leaders, that team gets extra support. We're talking more development budget, extra dyno testing time, and even the chance to introduce a brand new internal combustion engine outside the usual restrictions. Right now, Ferrari looks set to qualify for it. Independent estimates suggest their engine is down by around 25 horsepower compared to Mercedes. And that gap is big enough to cross the FIA's threshold depending on how it's measured. That's not just a small deficit, that's a clear signal they've been leaving performance on the table. The calendar shakeup adds another layer to this. With Bahrain and Saudi Arabia cancelled due to the US-Iran conflict, the season flow has shifted. That means the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona becomes race number 6, and more importantly, the first real chance for ADIO upgrades to hit the track. So Ferrari could show up in Spain with a completely new internal combustion engine spec, built under more flexible rules and backed by extra development time they wouldn't normally get. That's a huge opportunity to close the gap, and if they get it right, it could flip the entire trajectory of their season in one move. Ferrari aren't waiting around for a miracle fix. They've mapped out a two-step comeback plan, and it starts now. The Miami software update is phase one, giving them a cleaner, more efficient version of the power unit they already have. Then comes Barcelona, and that's where things get serious. That race could bring a fully upgraded engine, not just tweaks, but something with real bite. This is Ferrari's way of closing the gap to Mercedes without sitting back and waiting for the compression ratio upgrade scheduled for Monaco in June. Miami sharpens what they've got, Barcelona levels it up completely. That's a clear, aggressive strategy. No delays, no excuses. But one of the biggest signals isn't even a part on the car. It's a decision behind the scenes. Ferrari's head of engines reportedly turned down an offer from Audi to stay at Maranello. That matters. When someone that deep into the project chooses loyalty over a big money move, it tells you there's real belief inside Ferrari that this plan can work. The way they're developing the car has changed too, and that's huge. Diego Tondi can now run simulations, get quick results, and pass them straight to Vasseur and the leadership team, with approvals happening almost instantly. That's a massive shift compared to 2023 and 2024, when slow development cycles held Ferrari back again and again. Vasseur is already calling Miami the start of a new championship. But let's be real, Mercedes aren't slowing down. They're 45 points ahead and bringing upgrades of their own. The gap is serious, and Ferrari know it. That's why they're going after every weakness at once instead of fixing things one by one. The Macarena wing faces the exact conditions that exposed it before, and the updated software gets pushed hard on those long straights that mirror Miami. No hiding, no second chances. If Monza delivers the numbers Ferrari are hoping for, they head to Miami with real confidence. If it doesn't, the clock starts ticking fast, but they still have a narrow window to react. One way or another, the Ferrari lining up on May 1st won't look like anything we've seen from them this season. The only question now is different going to mean faster. Don't forget to like and subscribe to never miss the latest F1 news.